Welcome to Land Your Bets Sports Betting Live Show. Man, it's a weird day, y'all. We already had one day canceled. We now have one fewer game on the slate, and it's tough to find some plays out here. We still have a million names that matter on the injury reports for a lot of these games. And we've got some weird lopsided affairs with big spreads. So we got one game with an under 200 total, as producer David mentioned before the show. We've got the Timberwolves and the Magic here, under 200 on total. So we got to look at that. Paolo's not going to play today for that game. So if anybody's wondering about that, definitely not going to have Paolo today, going to have him tomorrow. So we'll have to take a look at that. But appreciate everybody that's in here nice and early. We're going to try to cash today, Ibrahim, for sure. Been a rough 5 days. I mean, I will go over how we did yesterday with the VIP as well, because we got some nasty beats. I cannot lie to you. I'm not here to make excuses. If we had a bad bet, I'll let you know. I let you know about some bad bets from a few nights ago. This was not a night last night with too many bad bets, in my opinion. There were blowouts. There were dudes not playing the end of games that we couldn't really project. So it just kind of is what it is. But we'll go over that. We're still going to be looking to we're now at 39.5 units on the season. So we'll look to get right back over 40 tonight. But also, no, I'm not going to force anything tonight, because this, like I said, there's a lot of weirdness. So if we don't get as many plays as we might normally get, where we try to get from about 9 to 11 up to 15, if we can get them, we might not have that many plays. Sometimes the best bet is the one you don't make. So I hope people are ready for a little bit of that. But get your plays in as you got them. I see everybody in here. Appreciate you, C-Dub and C-Biz. We got Stan back in here. We got a ton of looks from you, Stan. So we'll take a look at those. I know David is taking those down for us right now. And let's Ayton is a shit basketball player from C-Dub. That's not inaccurate. He's big though. He's good. Whatever. Yeah, we do have the Lakers game postponed. Most importantly is going to be that we get everybody safe in LA. It's messed up over there. I'm really into that. The internet is a cesspool right now with all that stuff. But yeah, no Lakers game. What's good, Adam and Zeke? Formerly fired Doug Peterson, now hire Ben Johnson. I think that's better too. And D Mitchell's out. So I think some of you guys who were probably here for the last time that D Mitchell was out and we were looking at some Cavs props, we were looking at Ty Jerome, who was a moneymaker and a cash respecter. So we'll be looking at Ty Jerome, keeping that in mind. I will go through some of the questionable tags that we have right now that we're staying on top of, right? So we can get some of those bets. Hopefully y'all played Brolo last night. I didn't end up playing it because I overthought it. But on the show, we talked about Brooke Lopez over on the boards and over on the points or the PR or whatever. And bro balled out with 22 points, I believe. So that was hopefully someone that you guys got in. But yeah, Paolo's not playing tonight. He's going to play tomorrow. They said that's official. He's going to be in there as well. So let's see. Do we like Anthony Simons? Maybe. I mean, he's a good player. I hate betting on the Blazers right now, but we'll take a look at some stuff in that Mavs game. That one feels like just a stay away overall, but we'll take a look. Yeah, let's come back today also. This isn't going to be the day we win it all back, but let's at least chip away and get back up to 50 units on the season, starting today anyway, even if we only have, let's say, 3 to 4 bets that we can actually get on the card. I do like Grimes. I got to look at a couple more things because there was a questionable tag that might be coming back today for Dallas. So we got to look at that. But I think Quentin Grimes is going to be somebody to consider. I mean, the 29 minutes for him last night, too, I didn't like. I want to see what Kid does with the starting lineup. He switched it up now twice in a row without Kyrie and Luka both. So we'll see. Man, Amin Thompson is balling for sure. Not the best matchup for him against Memphis, and that whole Memphis team is questionable, so we got to look at that as well. Yeah, Randall, that's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think Minnesota should be given the benefit of the doubt that they're going to blow anybody out. But what's up, Marcus? Good to see you, bro. Looking forward to some of the looks from you. I think Amin Thompson's going to be somebody we have to look at for Houston. But once again, man, it's tough. Maybe he will be getting the minutes now that we can try to bank on that. But that's really what it comes down to is, like, do we trust his minutes? Brad Beal, man. Yeah, soul crusher. We can come back to him, Leon. We'll see. I think he's 15.5 points. He's at like 3.5 dimes. Just terrible shooting last game when we took him, but he still had the volume. So it means we don't really necessarily need to go away from that, right? Let's see if I got anything else that stands out while we're looking at it. Now that was a one-time thing, bro. My bad. My mic went out for a minute. We're good. And it is, you're not wrong. I upgraded the internet though, so watch your mouth. Yeah, go ahead, give that video a like though, as you guys are crawling in. I'm going to get to the 2-3 plays or so that I have already on the card here. We'll get into that and get into it. But let's see. All right. All right, we're looking at a couple plays to start. I will say we're still running the same stuff here, so go ahead and give that video a like. Let me get over here and just let y'all know we still do have the deal. It's not just these 2 books. It's any of the books that we have scrolling that's in the description of the video. So if you sign up and you want to go ahead and get a free month in the VIP, you're hitting the tail end of the bad run. So all the bad luck has been going, and it's about to be done. But let's just talk about what that was. Either way, sign up for a book. Go ahead and send me proof that you did that. Use code LYB. You're going to get all of the free bonus bets and all that good stuff. And then send me that screenshot at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord. That'll get you a free month in the VIP. I just want to at least briefly show what happened yesterday. All these hits, honestly, we got lucky. This is the variance right here. We got lucky with Obi. He got his 11th or 12th point at the very end of the game, right? When he had 11, he got fouled with like 10 seconds left in a 30-point blowout. Got a little bit lucky there. Dame covered, should have laddered Joe Val, but he covered. This is another thing. Joe Val, we didn't even get props till the show was over. So keep that in mind. Like, that's also the point of the VIP, or at least following along, even in the free Discord, is you're more likely to get more plays. Even in the 30 minutes from when this stream ends until games start, there's going to be stuff like Joe Val lines coming out that we didn't even have to look at on the show yet. Oubre sold us 11 points at the half, couldn't finish in the second half at all, ended up shooting about 35% on the night. That's an anomaly for him. Kyle Kuzma shot worse than that. He was like 6 for 20. Can't control that. All we're chasing was 20 shots from Kuzma, which is what the projection was. That's why he was in there as a bet. 20 shots for Kuz. I'm going to take him to get 20 points. Couldn't do it. Worst shooting night maybe of the season for him. Jalen Duren didn't come back after leaving in the third quarter because they were up by 25 on Brooklyn. I thought Brooklyn would hang around at least a little bit. Didn't even give it a run. So we don't get any Duren minutes. He played like 22 minutes. The projection was based on 26 or so. He didn't even get right to the minutes, whatever. RJ Barrett, don't know what to do with Toronto. That's why they're a big stay away. Quickly's down to 15.5 points now. But RJ Barrett didn't score yesterday, played 28 minutes. Quickly played more and had more points. But now his prop is at 15.5. I don't know what's going on in Toronto. So if I can't project it, then I'm out. Cat just didn't get it in a blowout game. Didn't play much of the fourth quarter. Westbrook had 5 at the half. Didn't get the last rebound we needed from Russ at plus 112 to get 7 boards. So sold us there. And then Giannis was a late add as well and didn't need to play much. Had 26. That's where we're at. So that's where we're at. We're at 39.5 units on the season. We made about 15 units in 7 days. We lost 10 units in about 7 days. So we're still up 5 units over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to take it. 10 units a month is what we're shooting for here as we come to the middle of the season. So just wanted to go over what the VIP looked like yesterday. And now we can get into some stuff for today. I know you guys are bringing looks. But let me at least throw one at y'all. And what's good, Free Sauce? If you all aren't familiar with Free Sauce to this point, I hope you guys are checking out what he's doing in the free section of the Discord and the VIP. He's throwing a lot of good looks in there. We got a couple of VIP cappers that usually join the show. So make sure you're checking out what bets he's throwing in the comments as well. Maybe we'll see some Tumani Kamara from our boy, but as David's showing you here, this is Props Madness. Going to be using this throughout the show and moving forward. This is what's on the videos that come out night before. Try to give you guys early looks. Had one early this morning for today's slate. So we'll be using Props Madness out here, though, throughout the whole season. And if you do want to get in on the action, you can use a free trial, and you can also get 25% off your first month if you use code LYB when you're signing up for Props Madness. This game right here, I can't touch because everybody and their mom that's on the Warriors is injured right now or questionable. So this is the official NBA injury report. This is also linked in the description of the video for anybody that does not have this link right now. Definitely recommend making sure you know what this looks like, because this is the official NBA injury report going out to the teams, or the teams to the NBA. The NBA spits it back out to us. All right. So obviously Steph, Draymond, Moses Moody, Schroeder, and Wiggs is already out. But all those dudes, 4 guys, are currently questionable. So we're going to move past this game for a minute. Maybe we'll talk about Malik Beasley. Hopefully you guys bet on him yesterday, even though he sold me every damn time. Okay, already got the injury update. Okay, so Steph's going to play, Draymond's going to play, and I think that means Steph and Draymond are not playing tomorrow night. Give me 1 sec.
Just quick update too, Josh. Yeah. Moses Moody is also ruled out.
He's out.
I'll get that up there.
Okay.
Yep.
And out. Schroeder doesn't have an update yet.
Not yet.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. All right, cool. So we'll wait on that stuff, but we'll still come back to this game and see what props start to trickle out for the Dubs game. But for the first game, I do have a play for. At least we know who's playing in Utah and Miami. So let me go to it over here. I did go with Walker Kessler. I took him on mostly on the boards, but I did get him on a double-double as well. The points I don't trust as much. We have been targeting this for teams playing Miami. If you go over to FanDuel Fantasy Pros, this is in the description of the video. The link to this tool right here, super simple tool, not the end all be all, but at least a good starting point. Where if we look at centers and the rebounds they're getting, Miami is giving up the third most rebounds to centers. So make sure you're at least using something to this effect to see how positions do against certain defenses, etc. That is going to be a really helpful matchup tool. So third most rebounds. The thing about the points for Walker Kessler here is going to be the amount of shots he's taking with all the guys that are out for Utah. So going back to the injury report real quick, if you look at this Miami-Utah game, you're going to see for Utah, Clarkson out, Collins out, Keontae George out, right? And now also Bryce Sensabaugh and obviously Taylor Hendricks for the season. So good. Now we know Keontae, John Collins, and Jordan Clarkson are out. Those are dudes who play big minutes, who take a lot of shots. So without those guys this season, Walker Kessler, just let's put them all out. John Collins out, Jordan Clarkson out, Keontae George out. At least those three for a second. So he's played 3 games without those 3. In those games, he's failed to hit 10 points one time against the Blazers, played 30 minutes, only shot the ball 5 times, right? Not really worried about that. The other game here against Orlando, 10 points, still 6 shots. The key is going to be a lot more of what he's doing when he's on the floor without those guys. And obviously he took 11 shots against Atlanta. I would say he's good for about 8 shots tonight and about 32 minutes. That's what he's been playing. And so I'm just going to quickly show you guys not FanDuel. This is Fantasy Labs. And this is just on off court, simple stuff. I've shown you guys this a couple of times, but if you're new, this is linked in the description of the video as well. And we'll help you see how players play when they're on court or off court with certain guys. So I'm going to put Walker Kessler on court for a minute. Actually, I'm not even going to put Walker Kessler on court. I'm just going to take off court because there's so many guys off court. I'm going to take John Collins, Keontae George, Jordan Clarkson, and I'm going to take, where's Sensabaugh? Bryce up here. We're going to take them, move them off court, and see what that does for everybody else. So all the other players who have played any kind of minutes without them, Walker Kessler is looking at about 16.5 boards per 36 minutes. He's at 14.5 boards points per 36. If you put him at about 30, 32 minutes tonight, you should have a projection of about 13, 14 rebounds for him. Let's call it 13 would be fair. Plus the points would be at about 11.5, 12. So I'd rather just take him for the double-double by adding the points that way. But the rebounds I just took as well at 11.5 rebounds by themselves. I got this at even money. It is moving in the other direction. So obviously I'm getting a little bit of closing line value. Walker Kessler, I think he's going to keep dominating against a Heat team that is reeling and I'm not impressed with. And I would be taking the Jazz at home plus 5.5 if anybody's talking about sides there. That's one set of bets I have. I've got 2 on Kessler. I had one on Max Christie. Obviously, that game's not happening. The other bet I have here right now is DeAndre Hunter because we ain't scared. This is back down to 17.5. Interesting. I wonder what that's about, but I got it at 17.5. It's been moving between 17.5 and 18.5. For whatever reason, DK moved it down, but you can see Pinnacle right here, a book that we consider a sharp book at minus 136 at 18.5. So they like him to go over with really good implied odds that he's going to go over here, right? Like 62% or something. So I like this 17.5 I already got. If you want to take it right now on DraftKings, that's where I'd bet it. I would take this at 18.5. We also have Bogdan Bogdanovic currently questionable. So he just got added to the injury report as questionable. All his props are gone because I don't think he's going to play. I don't know how you become questionable, 2 hours before tip or 3 hours before tip, whatever it is, and then expect to be in the game. I don't think he's going to be playing tonight. So that's even better for DeAndre Hunter. I mean, 18.5 is great without Bogey because that's just even more shots for DeAndre Hunter against this Phoenix team. So those are the 2 guys that I've got on the card anyway. Kessler's got 2 bets. DeAndre Hunter's got 1. Let's get into some bets that you guys are looking at, assuming that they're bets I can make with all the guys we have on the injury reports. And we should also talk about who we are keeping tabs on. So obviously it's everybody for the Dubs that is questionable. The other guys we have here, what else? David, who else are we looking at? Sorry, I know I gave that to you and I didn't write it down myself.
Well, everyone from Memphis. So
right,
Santi, Memphis. Jackson Jr., Ja.
Thank you.
And then Gafford for Mavs.
And then Gafford for the Mavs. Thank you. Yeah. So we got to keep all those guys in mind. If anybody gets an injury update from any of those guys, let me know. Since we have a considerable more amount of people in here, go ahead and give that video a like if you're just coming in. And let's get some looks on the board here. Crankstone was bringing this PJ Washington bet up. So one of the dudes actually doing really good work as well. Appreciate you, my man. In the looks that he's throwing into the VIP Discord for the PJ Washington look. He was the one that brought this up earlier, going like, why is PJ Washington stuff so high? The rebounds and assists, actually, they're dropping. The thing about the rebounds and assists is they're not good, even if you look at it without Luka and Kyrie. So we'll just start there. We'll take out Luka and Kyrie. We're looking at the RA for PJ. It's 5 games here, only over in one of them. That was against Memphis. This is a game that, I mean, it should be a blowout. I don't know what's going to happen with what this version of Dallas, who gets smacked by, I forget who they lost to the other night. Then they beat the Lakers, who are fully staffed for that game, basically no injuries. And then, so I mean, I could easily see this game not being a blowout and them needing to come close. You kind of lose me at 9.5. The thing about PJ that I was going to look at too. So let's go over to Dallas and look at what they do here without, because there's a couple guys we could be looking at. I know Grimes was talked about in here. I know we've talked about PJ under, and we've talked about Jaden Hardy, formerly JJ Hardy, I believe, now Jaden. So Jaden, if we're let's start this way. Let's take off court Kyrie and Luka. Let me slow down. We know those guys aren't playing. As far as Gafford, though, we don't know if he's playing, but we do know that the impact that Gafford and Lively have is basically the same. So when Gafford and Lively are on the court, one of them is on the court at a time, and they basically have the same impact on everyone around them as each other, right? So let's just take these guys off court. We can already see Dinwiddie should be a bet. I think it was, I know it was Buddy and Legacy King who were in the VIP Discord asking me about the stuff for Dinwiddie. And actually, this is a good point that I just saw in the comments. Marcus mentioned that Quentin Grimes rebounds, especially if no Gafford. I said Gafford and Lively impact everybody the same, but that's actually not true, because if Gafford doesn't play, then you're going to have minutes without Gafford or Lively on the court. And I do think that's why Grimes last night had like 11 rebound chances and 9 rebounds, because he's a very good rebounding guard. And there was one center missing for this team. So there were plenty of minutes where like the big man was probably Maxi Kleba, I didn't remember if he was playing the other night, and PJ Washington sometimes at center, essentially. Maybe there was some Dwight. Oh, we even had Olivier Maxence Prosper, the French dude who was drafted like 2 years ago. I don't know how he's still in the NBA, but they even gave him minutes. So that still leaves some rebounds available for Quentin Grimes. Let's see what happens if it's Grimes, Dinwiddie. So first of all, Dinwiddie's at 18 points per 36, and he's at about 7 assists. Oh, interesting. So Golden State's going to play everybody. Thank you for that. Was Moody. Moody was ruled out, but everybody else is in, right? That was the full update, David.
That's correct. Moses Moody knee ruled out Thursday.
Cool. But everybody else is in. Got it for the Dubs. Okay, correct. We can go back to that game in a sec, because that is the first game on the night. So what we're seeing here for PJ, he's at about 9 rebounds per 36 and 2 assists per 36. So Crank Zone, kind of talking to you for a minute, like this is why I end up staying away mostly at the end of the day from PJ Washington, is I do think that I don't think this is going to be a blowout. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The Dallas blows out Portland. PJ plays 28 minutes, he gets 6 RA and fine. And then whatever. But my projection here is a little bit less of a blowout, meaning that they are going to need their key players in more towards the end of the game. It's also keeping me from betting on Jaden Hardy blindly, but we'll look at him in a second. So the RA for PJ Washington, I'm out on going under that. Because of where he's at here. It's like 28.5 PRA, and that's basically what he's at on the season when he's playing on the floor without Kyrie and without Luka Doncic. So, okay, and we got Gafford in. That really hurts the Quentin Grimes over. Damn. But at least they're coming out with it while I'm talking about it, so we don't have to freaking sit here and wait for it. All right, so we have him on the floor. So let's start putting a few guys on the floor for Dallas. Let's assume we're still going to get Lively starting. Who cares? Let's just put Lively, PJ. The thing that's weird is like I don't know about the starting lineup, because Dinwiddie started last game and played the majority of the minutes. We'll just put him on there with Najee Marshall, and Clay started as well. So this was basically the starting lineup last game. I don't know how many minutes these guys are going to have. Yeah, it's only 17 minutes playing together. Yeah. So it's not super duper helpful. It's basically the same shit though that we just saw, to be honest. Let's do this. Let's take Najee, Lively. Let's see. We got PJ, Clay, Spencer on the court. This is just so tough to navigate, man. Honestly, like I want to take overs I honestly want to take over on PJ, like points and rebounds. It's just a tough, weird game. And this is what I'm talking about for tonight is like, I don't feel this to just pull to like bet on shit tonight, even if it is like, oh, we got to make some units back from last night. We lost 2.5. It's not the way to look at it. We don't have one night to make up 2.5 units. We have the rest of the season to make another 50 units. So let's not lose shit unnecessarily so we can hit that goal. All right, let's see as stuff starts to come back out. We were gonna have to wait for the props, I imagine. Like most of these books are still putting stuff back up for Steph. There looks like they're going to be coming back out about 25, 26.5 points for Curry. It does seem like he's in fuck it mode. Let's take over and shoot all the shots. He's played 30, 30, and 33 minutes the last 3 games. 22 shots, 12 here and 15 there. Yeah, they won by 34 and lost by 30. Then they played a decent game against the Heat. We're always down double digits. He took 22 shots in that game. I think we're about to still see Curry just keep going off. Jalen Duren, I want to take his boards. I love taking center plays against, but we also got Oscar Thompson in. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Like I'm not betting an over. I would have gone under on PJ. But like Crank Zone was bringing a good look there. I couldn't get it. And yeah, the blowout would be the thing, but I don't know if it's going to be a blowout tonight, man. Plus you got Gafford. This is a really good point. We got to at least keep this in mind. Gafford is playing tonight, meaning, yeah, we're going to see a few less rebounds available. Question from Herbert. Do you think Triple J gets his 17 field goal attempts with Ja back? Man, that's tough. Let's at least do this for a second. Let's look at Jaren Jackson and is Ja back? So we don't know if Ja comes back because they're actually both questionable right now. But I at least want to tackle this question for 1 second and look at Memphis. And then I'll come back to the Detroit game in just a minute. So let's look at least at Memphis and see if we can like sort of nail down what we will do if this guy or that guy is ruled in or out, right? So we just sort of have some strategies in place, kind of like last night where it was like, if Dame out, immediately go to Brook Lopez. Should have gone to Brook Lopez anyway. I'm going to be fucking mad at myself for a while about that one. Let's put Ja on the court with, nice, Davion's going to be playing, cousin of Donovan. Let's put Ja on court with Triple J. I mean, I honestly don't know if what's going to happen with the 3 of them, but let's put them all 3 on court this season. We got 199 minutes with Desmond, Ja, Jaren all playing together at the same time. In those 199 minutes, Ja's averaging 26 points per 36 and 9 assists, 5 boards per 36. Bane is at 23, 7, and 6. That's really good too, actually. It's crazy how much better Bane is. Jaren Jackson, the question was, do I think he'll take 17 shots? The answer is nah, I don't. Like, if you look at this is 16 shots per 36 minutes for Jaren Jackson. Let's see what he's doing. Let's just go to StatMuse for a minute. Let's look at Jaren Jackson Jr. with Ja Morant this season. So he's at 16 shots per 36, but with Ja this season in 18 games, he is averaging 29 minutes per game with Ja. So the minutes definitely go down because without Ja, he's definitely playing more minutes, which leads to more points, which leads to more shot attempts or vice versa, but you get the point. He hit 17 shot attempts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times out of 18 while he's playing with Ja Morant. So if you're asking me what I think is going to happen, if I'm basing it on what has happened, Jaren Jackson Jr. is taking about, what would I say the field goal attempts were at? 14.7. Right here is the number. This is the averages for him this season, is this line. So 14.7 field goal attempts per game in 30 minutes per game with Ja Morant. So I don't think I can project 17 field goal attempts comfortably, especially against a Houston defense. That's good, right? This is a very, very good defense. I don't know where they're ranked these days, but I know they're good. If we look at them right here, they have the 3rd best defensive rating in the league. We know that they're going to play well. They're 20th in pace. Now, Memphis is going to try to push it. This thing will probably still be a pretty high-scoring affair, relatively speaking. But, yeah, I don't know that there's going to be that many points around. Ja has fluctuated today from 20 to 23.5 points. So I'm just talking about the PR. We can look at that. So the points are what's weird, though, because the rebounds we need in there, right, they're 4.5. Not scared of 4.5. I already told you, too, he's averaging about 5 per 36. But we can't project 36 minutes for Ja. You just can't. Like, even if this is close, he's probably at 30. Higher Ben Johnson, right, likes PRA under for him, 32.5. Now he's averaging 33.5 on the season, so that's scary. I mean, I'm gonna be telling y'all right now, I'm not in a giant hurry to bet Ja unders. I'll tell you that. Now I will say, like the RA for example, it's only 6.5. Wow. Yeah, this stuff's all weird till I know who's actually playing for this squad, to be honest with you. And I also don't know, like we might get this report that comes out that Ja's on a minutes limit. That's how weird today is. That's why it's like, it sucks, but like this game starts in 2 hours and I have a fraction of the information that I need to make a bet on this game. You know what I'm saying? So let's take it. Let's just be cautious. That's all I'm saying for right now. Go ahead and give that video a like if you have not done so yet. Much appreciated. We are going to keep going through this stuff to find as much as we can. I'm going to try to get back to that Detroit game as well. But yeah, that like goes a super long way. I'm going to come out with another NFL video today as well. So if you missed the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game, that has an episode up. Shout out to David for a lot of the help on the research from a lot of the stuff he found as well for this NFL stuff. And then I'm going to have the Chargers and the Texans today with some player prop looks and the matchup data you guys need for that. So if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, that will make sure you don't miss any of those episodes. Still waiting on Ty Jerome. Tell you that. Oh, looky here. So this is not a real line because Ladbrokes is unavailable to most of us other than the Aussies, brothers and sisters in the chat. Let's see what they got his threes at. 1.5 threes is going to be an over right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. Let's look at Ty Jerome without Donovan Mitchell this season. Obviously, I can do this on Props Madness. I don't know why I just did it here, but it's only one game. 24 points, 2 boards, 8 assists, 9 for 15 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3. That's the one game without Donnie Mitchell. What about the one game without Darius Garland? And then I'll just go back to Props Madness. I don't know why I'm using StatMuse right here, but I think it's also only one game without Darius. 29 points in that one. That was also without Donovan. 7 for 12 from 3. Paying for some kids' tuitions out here with his threes if you're betting on it. So let's see what we get here. I do think this probably opens at 1.5 threes if we're being honest, and then I like it. Karis LeVert was also missing from some of these games. Let's look at Ty Jerome for a minute right here. So if we take Ty Jerome and we do without, let's start with LeVert. I think I might have forgotten how much this depends on LeVert too. No, it's just the 2 games without LeVert. It's LeVert and one of the other 2 homies. We also got Strus in, but I don't know. Strus just played a whole bunch of minutes in that last game. They still have him at like a 25-minute cap, so I don't think we got to worry about him too much. All right, we'll come back to this Ty Jerome stuff as soon as we get it a little bit more on it. But let's see what these looks are looking like too. I'm gonna try to make sure I get as much as possible. But Cade points we could take a look at. Let me see if anything's standing out as well as I run through this stuff. Let me go up a bit and see what we got. I know we got some star stuff from David. Wait. Do we know that Collier's starting tonight, CBiz? That's an interesting look. I don't remember that. I'm going to go to Popcorn Machine. I don't know if you guys have seen this one yet. This is popcornmachine.net. This is linked in the description of the video. It will be very helpful to see like who's starting, who's playing, what minutes. You can see the rotation. So I'll just give that a look real quick. So Utah versus the Hawks, the last game here. Yeah, we had Collier in the starting lineup. Interested to know, CBiz, if you've been following that, what is this the first game right here? Was this last game against the Hawks that he had that he was in the starting lineup? He got what did he get? 26 minutes in that game as well. Ended with just the 3 points, but we can take a look at that real quick. He's got to have props up. Let's get to this Utah game real quick. And I know I'm moving all over the place. So, but that's going to be how it is. Like, I don't really have time to worry about which game it is as much as once we have info that I can use to make a bet, then we got to jump on it. So let's get to Collier. Interesting. This is a total role player random move. 1 for 6 in 26 minutes against the Hawks last game. Don't know that we can bank on the shot attempts is a problem too. So let me see rebounds. Rebounds might look a little better. He's a big guard. This might be something. Let me think about this. So if he played 26, 28, and 35 minutes. I don't know that we can bank on that, but let's just give him let's start here. Let's give him a few more minutes and see what that does. So we're going to take the advanced filters that we have here. This is also Props Madness. If you guys are not familiar, I know there's a lot more people in here now than there were last time I mentioned this, but for Props Madness, this is one of the most effective tools. And if you do not yet have an account to this, definitely recommend signing up and using code LYB. You can also get a free week trial to see if you like it and if it works for you. But as I take the minutes filter here, I'm going to bump this up so we see what he's done when he's played 20 plus minutes this season. He's at 3.6 rebounds per game. Let's say he plays 25 minutes. He's at 5.6 rebounds per game. This is only in 5 games, but he's over in 4 of 5, and he's at the 5.6 rebounds per game in that standpoint. We already got Ty Jerome, eh? Let's see here. Ty. I know it's not going to come up over here because FanDuel's not pulling through, but let's do let's just do this real quick. Let's do it without Donnie Mitchell. I got to interrupt myself to get over here because as soon as we get Ty Jerome stuff, I don't know if people are going to hit it or not. I honestly might see what the assists and the points are. So we'll come back to that. I'm not just on the threes for him right now. I want to see what all the props are. I think there's a possibility we have somebody else out for Cleveland late scratch, some weirdness too. So I'll wait 1 sec to see about that. That game does start in an hour, which is fucking annoying. But finishing the point for Collier, because those rebounds started calling to me, Colliering to me. It's terrible attempt. Last 3 here, looking at the boards. This has been so it's only 2 games that we've been missing. Collins, Clarkson, Keontae, and he's at 28 minutes in those games. Had 24 over here. Oh, that was because they won by 36. So yeah, he's either playing in massive blowouts or when there's nobody else on the freaking team to play. So he got 20. Can we bank on minutes? Because 3.5 at even money is feeling like a steal for Collier, which is a great look when you talk about him being in the starting lineup. We also got rebounds for Kessler, which I don't love having both of them. But this is a look. I see what you're saying here. If you could help me out with that, David, if you just remind me if I don't come back to Collier at all, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Much appreciated. I'm writing myself a note too, just to not lose my place on that one. But I like the rebounds for big athletic guard that is going to be playing alongside Sexton, Markkanen. Kessler is not very, or Markkanen is not a very good rebounder. I'll say that. And then, yeah, I mean, he's in the starting. He's going to be getting at least 25 minutes, right? So that feels like a look right there against the Heat. We'll come back to that one. Let's see here about Ty. So we're saying that he's available on FanDuel. Let me at least, well, we can come back to him in a second, but let me just see what FanDuel is looking like right now for a second. Still have this 14-point spread. That's obviously massive. Player points, 10 plus for Ty. What are you at? Minus 165. So they probably have him at like 10.5 or 11.5 points, or they don't even have his points by itself, unless it's down here. Yeah, they have 10.5. Okay. So 10.5 points. Interesting. I have to look at it a bit more. The thing that's now starting to scare me is that Caris LeVert is in, and he did do a bulk of his scoring without Caris LeVert. So I do want to keep that in mind. If JK's in here, Hannah, not Hannah, I would love your opinion on the Jerome stuff, because I think we might have forgotten that Caris LeVert was not playing in the other games that he went bonkers. So we got to keep that in mind. The Strus thing is confusing me, Thomas, while we're talking about that game. I don't understand why Max Strus is at such a low point total when, he's starting. I guess he's still on somewhat of a minutes restriction. That's where we're at, is like, I didn't know what to do with him because I don't know how many minutes to project him for. If this does turn ugly again, and this is a total blowout, which I don't know if this can be a total blowout. At least it's a big come down game, right? Come down game for the Cavs after playing like in a playoffs atmosphere against OKC, the best team in the West. They're the best team in the East. This is like classic letdown for the Cavs. So it's something that's scaring me. I don't know that it is going to be a blowout, but I don't know how to project Max Strus's minutes. When you look at him 26, 25, 24, 26, like, is that going to be his cap? Seems to be like 25 minutes was his ceiling also so far. So I'm a little bit scared of Max Strus props. This is what I mean by being somewhat more cautious today than just letting him fly when I don't feel like I have the info that I need to make certain bets. Still not getting anything on time. All right, so let me keep going because I like the fact that we just found something for like Collier's is on the books here as a potential, because we're looking at the plays that you guys are putting out. So I appreciate that. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to look at that y'all are bringing up right now. Guys that I can potentially bank on. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. Maybe we go back to that Dallas game at least to look at Grimes again and see where we're at with that. So if we have Gafford ruled in, then we should be seeing other guys as props kind of impacted. What do we have for Grimes on the points and the rebounds? 4.5 boards. I have him without Kyrie, without Luka, averaging 5.8 on the season. But this is what I was also looking at. So I'm going back to the Dallas game here on Fantasy Labs on-off court data. so I can see, right, like how guys are playing with certain guys on court, off court, and the like. While we're waiting for that to load, go ahead and give that video a like if you just jumped in. The bets that I do have, I haven't mentioned that yet, but obviously those of y'all that have been here before know the bets that I do have on the card are scrolling on the bottom as well. So if you do want to make sure you don't miss any of the bets as you're coming in, make sure you check out that scroll on the bottom line there with those looks. Thanks to producer David. Big shout out for the help that he is doing running this show for us. Where we at here? We're at Dallas. All right, so we're taking Kyrie and Kyruka, as we call them, off court, or as I call them, taking Kyruka off court. This is all the players' stats when they're on court without Kyruka. Obviously, not all at the same time. You can only have 5 guys on the court. So the thing here is going to be Dinwiddie has the most minutes off court or on court without either of those guys because he's the backup point guard, basically, right? So he's going to be the one doing work. Let's put Jaden Hardy on court though for a minute because I do want to look back at his stuff, and I took him last game for the reasons that I think I'm about to show you. That was the other thing is I want to see who Jaden Hardy's playing with. This is another way that popcornmachine.net is going to come into play. So this is what popcornmachine.net looks like. I'm going to go in here to see what the rotations and such were like last game for Dallas versus LA right here. So I go into game flow, and if I look at game flow, I can see Jaden Hardy came in the end of the second quarter or first quarter, end of the second quarter. Then he plays the end of the third, and then he plays the beginning of the fourth. So when he's out there, he's been out there mostly with like Quentin Grimes, some Maxi Kleba, some Dinwiddie, some Washington, some Marshall. So he is playing alongside Dinwiddie a good amount. So I'm going to put him on the floor with Dinwiddie, with Grimes, and with PJ Washington for right now. That's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm taking Jaden Hardy on court with Quentin Grimes and PJ Washington because I know those dudes are playing a lot together. And it does seem like Hardy's not going to really play with like Clay very much or anything like that. So, I mean, when he's playing with Quentin Grimes and PJ Washington, who we know are going to be on the court with him a lot tonight, he's actually at 19 points per 36. Quentin Grimes is at 23. And he's also at about 9 RA. I think he's at like 10 RA tonight, which is crazy because he had such a good game. And now that we have Gafford back, I don't know that we can do that. Let me put them 3. When they played with Lively, it's been 31 minutes that they're on court with Lively. Let's see about that. Just trying to see if I can gain any kind of understanding of what guys' tendencies are when they're on court with each other. And Jaden Hardy is still taking a good amount of shots per 36. Where are you at, Jaden? So he's at 12.7 shots, but that's per 36 minutes. He's still at 11.5 points. It's like right on the cusp. It's like I've really lost a lot of the edge here to be able to bet the over on Jaden Hardy. We kind of need it to be that like this game is a blowout. So the thing is like if he does take the shots and he gets the minutes, then we're there with it. This is the last thing I'll show you. I'm gonna move on from Jaden Hardy. But if I take the minutes filter and I put this at 20 plus, right? And a lot of the games he's playing 20 plus minutes are without Luka or Kyrie. But in this case, he's over in 6 of 10 on the 11.5 points. He's averaging 13 per game. All right, 20 shots, great. Let's look, or 20 minutes. Let's look at the field goal attempts and say that he takes 10 shots, right? Which he's done a lot when he plays this amount of minutes. So any game that he's played 20 minutes and shot the ball at least 10 times, he's gotten over the 11.5 points. But it's really tough, man, because I don't know how to guarantee that, especially with Gafford back out there. There's even fewer minutes for guys on the Mavs at this point. So I'm not really sure where to go with that one at this point. Like, it sucks, but I don't feel like I have the edge to play this stuff. Let me see if I have any other looks in here from you guys. See if we can find anything. And Isaiah Collier, still a look. I do like where we're at with that one. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I stopped. I started to take Booker assists all the time, and then I just kind of stopped for whatever reason. He's at like double digit in the last like 3 or 4 again, which is so stupid. And I do like him to be forced to pass a bit more. But this is Atlanta, man. Like Atlanta gives up everything to the pick and roll ball handler. Sorry, let me just slow down. We're on assists right now. You can see in the last 4, he's over 7.5 easy. But look, I mean, he's not getting a ton of potentials in a lot of these games. He had a ton against the Sixers, 19 potential assists. Didn't do much scoring, but had the 19 potentials and 10 assists. Against the Hornets, 10 assists. This only calculated 8 potential assists, which I know is weird, but So it's tough. Like I don't know if I can bet this at 7.5 at this point. The 6.5 was still a play. The points are so damn high. It was brought up though in the VIP Discord that he's probably going to have the Dyson Daniels treatment, who's another guy that I was looking at, but the edge is gone for me for taking Dyson Daniels rebounds and assists. And if you look at this, it's 9.5 minus 105. And if you look at him without Jalen Johnson, because that's who's not in today, you can see the RA is really good, but he's still averaging 10, right? He's not like flying over 9.5 when he's playing without Jalen Johnson. So we got to kind of keep that in mind that like this is still on the cusp. The other thing is if we go back to our advanced data on Fantasy Labs and we look at Dyson Daniels on the Hawks when they're playing without Jalen Johnson, the impact isn't that he just starts going crazy, right? So we take Jalen Johnson off court. Also, we might not have Bogey though. We got to keep that in mind. That's just more minutes, more usage for everybody. Let's put Dyson Daniels on court with Trae Young because we know he's going to be playing with Trae for most of the game that he's out there. And with Trae, without Jalen Johnson this season, talking about 322 minutes, 13 points, 6.8 boards, 3.69 nice assists. So it's like basically 10.5 rebounds and assists and 13.5 points per game without Jalen Johnson. And that's what his props are at. So I don't have much of an edge to take this. When I say edge, I mean I need a bigger disparity between my projection and the book's number, right? And my projection is about 10.5 for Dyson Daniels, and the book's number is 9.5. So it's not a very large edge from that standpoint, even at minus 105. Plus money, we might be able to start talking about stuff, but that's why I couldn't. It's like these lines are sharp right now, is really what it is, and it's see a number and play the number. And I made my number to be about not like exactly what the books have. So I can't take it, right? There's not enough. And I don't want a 50-50 gamble. I'm trying to find the plays that I have a 60%, like 10% edge, right? Is what I'm looking for. So I guess we can take a look at Brad Beal. I know that was a look as well. Let me see what we're talking about in the chat too. And go ahead and give that video a like and all that good stuff. If you're in here getting anything out of it. I need more water. It's dry out here in Cali, y'all. So yeah, it's tough to stay hydrated. All right. Let's see here. See if there's any other looks for right now too. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I'm not in LA exactly, but yeah, this whole fucking state is burning, man. Let me see real quick. Yeah, we need that injury news, y'all, and that's going to start helping us find bets for some of these games for real. I mean, if we want to look at some Houston stuff, can't wait for this game tomorrow. This is gonna be a good one. Knicks Thunder already got props up. All right, let's go back to Detroit, Golden State. Let's do that because we do have at least that news. Who's betting on Malik Beasley? Raise your hand. I'll leave it alone so you guys can cash. But look at how low we're getting here. 15.5 now. I'm not sure what that's about. Like Malik Beasley's the prototype to score against this squad. He's a good three-point shooter. He's a very good spot-up shooter. You can see the Dubs are giving up the second most points to spot-ups. He's scoring 34% of his points off the spot-up shot. His threes are probably at like 3.5. Yeah, for minus 130. If he hits, so this is so weird to me. They're saying that he's going to hit 4 threes, right? Minus 130 is a very high likelihood that he's going to hit it. So if you want to know what they're saying in percentage terms, they're saying that minus 130 to the over means minus 130. They're saying there's about a 57% chance that he hits 4 threes. It's a good percent, right? It's way better than 50, obviously. Hood math. So if we do this, let's do this as far as the points go. Let's go back to the points. Let's take 15.5. Fuck this. Let's take 15.5 as minus 106. God, I mean, on principle, I can't take Malik Beasley because I'm probably the jinx and the reason that he's gone like shot 30% since everybody started betting his overs. But 15.5. Let's look at the 3-pointers made. Let's go back down to 15.5. Stop fucking with me. 3-pointers made, right? I'm gonna move this to over 4. And let's say he makes 4 or 5 threes, right? He's gone over 15.5. He's gone over 16.5. He's gone over 15.5. 12 of 13 games, averaging 19 points. So it's almost like the books are saying there's a really good chance that he gets 4 threes, but they're making his points prop super low, right? And even in this game right here against the Nets last game, he shot 11 of his 17 field goal attempts were from 3, but he still made 5 2-point field goals to get an extra 10 points. So like, I think the points, we get a good fuck, I'm about to bet on Malik Beasley again, aren't I? Somebody tell me why I should or should not bet on Malik. Like, is anybody in the chat, like in the VIP, want to like jump in and be like, bro, please don't do it? Like, if anybody wants me to just not do it, I won't. David,
I did it last night, and I was just gonna say I did it because of the matchup that I like so much, and really listening to you prior about playing against the Nets tonight. If you look at the like above the break, rank and stuff, it doesn't look like such a great matchup. I was actually thinking about doing the under tonight and trying to be a Beasley whisperer.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The thing is, now you're fighting between the play type and the area on the court, which I don't like to do, which is why I just like to come back to the number at that point and go, what's the number and how beatable is this? And there's a couple of things to look at. So I hear what you're saying. I'm not going to bet an under at 15.5. And really, I think what we're saying here is like, if Malik makes shots, Malik get points. And it's like, he doesn't get to the free throw line. I don't like betting on guys that don't get to the free throw line or get easy buckets, right? Because then you have to bank on them just having a good shooting game. That's why you never bet. That's why I never bet on Klay Thompson. Like, unless I'm just like, oh yeah, Klay's going to go off for XYZ reasons, then I'll take his threes prop. But like, if there's just no point in playing his points unless you want to just bank on him making shots that night. And yeah, 36-year-old Klay Thompson ain't the same, but so I'm not going to go under. I'm really tempted to go over because one indication to go over would be the spot ups. The other would be the threes prop that they have him at. As far as 3-point attempts even go, this team is they're 18th in 3-point attempts against. Let's see about the threes made against them and all that real quick. For the Dubs, opponents 3-pointers made for Golden State. Yeah, they're 10th best limiting threes made. I will say that they are, to your point, David, like they're a good perimeter defense for sure. The other thing would be he's taken
into the head-to-head from previous season.
He hasn't played with Detroit, so not too much, to be honest. Okay. There's some narratives that are like, this dude loves playing against this team. If we have that, then I'm down to use it. But yeah, I don't know for sure. Of course you do. But that's the thing is, if I take him, Crank Zone, then you're fucked. I can't take him, or I dick everybody else. So I have to fall on this grenade and just not place a bet that I think is a good bet, because otherwise I'll fuck it over.
Or we just do the opposite of what you do.
Yeah. If you guys want me to bet the under, I could do that. That probably gives you a fucking huge. He'd probably go for 40 tonight. Motherfucker. And he's one of my favorite players, dude. Like, he's not a very good human, if we're being honest, if you want to Google some of that. But I like his basketball game, if we can separate the art from the artist. I mean, I haven't stopped listening to, I stopped listening to Diddy. I haven't stopped listening to R. Kelly, I'll be honest. I don't need to talk about that here. Let me see if there's anything else in this game we like. I mean, R. Kelly was my childhood soundtrack. What do you mean?
If you go back to the Heat game, Free Sauce wants us to take a peek at Jovic.
My least favorite words that anyone ever utters to me is, if you go back to the Heat game.
The Heat game.
Jovic. See, this is the thing, is Free Sauce might be the new king of the nasty. Like, I know that Legacy King and Crank Zone are up there, but Free Sauce be finding these looks that I'm like, it comes from effort. It just comes from time. It should come from time. Like, it's him and a basketball mind. I don't mean to diminish the basketball mind, but like, you got to spend some time to find some of the like nooks and crannies of the betting world, like Free Sauce be doing.
You can tell he loves it.
What's that?
You can tell Free Sauce loves it.
Yeah, and yeah, it's this passion project for sure. Love what you do. So the points, we've got him at 10.5, and I'm just wondering, is it like the spot up stuff? Or is it something specific about the play type? Just give us a quick little life. Give us a quick little blurb on what you like about Jovic tonight. Go see Mike. If it's not a fuck yeah, it's a no. It's also good. Also, sometimes the best waves are the ones not surfed. I believe Mike also brought that in. I love that. Damn, my bad. I got the R. Kelly will never. Bro, I think me and C. Lil Jon would probably kick it in real life if we ever hung out, for real, from all the stuff you put in the comments, bro. Ignition is a banger. I knew I was gonna get us off track with the Robert Kelly stuff. That's on me. My bad. Definitely need to stay hydrated, that's for sure. Bro, Samir, we were gonna get the Tsunami Poppy stuff, and he let us down, bro. You were the one, right, who came in and was like, I'll get you some of the Tsunami Poppy merch if if he goes off tonight. That's tough. All right, let me see if there's anything here.
Just to give you a quick update, Bruce Brown and Robert Williams both ruled out, if that makes a difference for anyone.
Okay, that does. Bruce Brown I can work with a little bit. Rob Will is not going to help me because we got Ayton starting, Klingen, nothing. Yeah, Rob Will is not going to be enough. But yeah, what was the other one? That was impactful.
Bruce Brown, Robert Williams.
Brucey B, yeah. I don't even know how many minutes Brucey B's been getting. Where we at with Ty? Little Ty Jerome, 10.5 still. Yeah, we still don't have much. Just got the FanDuel stuff for him. Max Truss. So then, I don't know, Grady Dick. Has he been getting dicked over by Bruce Brown? 11, 12, and 6 field goal attempts. Let's see here. Yeah, and we got Davion Mitchell back as well, right? So it's kind of still cluttered in that Toronto. Yeah, I think I'm still staying away from everything that's not Ty Jerome, for being honest. I think Karis LeVert, I think someone was talking about him as well. Jesus Christ. That sucks. Like, I'm sorry. That time was not kind to that one, man. That's tough. But memories, you always have that memory. It's all good. Karis LeVert, 11 up. Who was talking about Karis LeVert? Somebody was. I think it was Hannah, not Hannah 2 or JK. I know that's the thing. So I'm fully advocating betting over on Malik Beasley, especially at 15.5 for like -109. Fully on board with betting that. I can't do it because I will screw you guys over. I'm not usually the stereotypical. What am I trying to say? Superstitious is the word. But like, fuck, man, dude went 0 for 7. And after the first game that I bet him, he went 1 for 7. Then he got worse the next game. What's worse than 0 for? I guess he go 0 for 8 to start the game. So that might be what happens next game. Yeah. Okay. I'll bet. And this is AJ's got the right idea. I'll bet under. Y'all bet the ladder up to like 30 for him, and you'll be good. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Denny's a lot. Shit, man. Just don't have the I don't have the edge on a lot of these looks that you guys are bringing, which I think are smart and good. Let's talk about Denny. And I mean, Denny's probably the one who would eat into the Tumani Kamara stuff, right?
Yeah.
Man. That's a really good point, Benjamin. Thank you for that. That was the wrong order of operation. I can't go from R. Kelly to dick jokes. Like, yeah, it's just too serious of a subject. So I won't. But thank you for reminding me. Do we bet on Brad Beal again? Is Brad Beal not my Malik Beasley? Is he not just another Malik to me? Because I do think
he's a curveball here. I think
you are.
Yeah.
Sure did. You sure did, David. Interesting. So let's leave that up for a sec, please. Thank you. Did Karis start going up at all?
No. Sorry, say that again.
I was just seeing if Karis LeVert's, it's going to start to go up now. It's at 12.5. So his Karis LeVert stuff is going to start to go up. If Karis LeVert is not playing with the second unit, though, you know who's going to be dominating the second unit? This toupee looking ass motherfucker right here. Why does his hair look like a toupee all of the time? Like, you got to be able to fix that, Ty. All right, what is it with these white guys in the NBA not knowing how to cut their own fucking hair? It's crazy, dude. Like Peyton, man, what's with that hairline, dog? It's below your forehead. All right, Ty Jerome is going to be a bet for sure. Now the question is going to be, where do we get Karis LeVert at, and what do we do with that? So let's go to the Cavs for a minute. Let's take Donovan Mitchell off court. Donnie didn't even look like he wanted to play ball yesterday, man. That was so weird, honestly. I know he got shut down by like the best defense in the league, but didn't even look like he was trying at times, which is mad weird.
Did you hear the announcer?
Was that?
You hear the announcer? I forget who said it. They want to send a message to him that the game started at 8:00.
Yeah. I didn't even hear them talk about it. I just was watching it and not even listening to it with sound at the time, to be honest. So we were seeing the same shit. Obviously DG, the PG here is likened to go off. You also got Karis LeVert at 17 per 36. I don't know how many you want to project him for. The assists go way up for Karis. Let's do this. Let's put Karis on court with DG, the PG. Where's Darius? Right there. Let's put Evan on court. I don't have a cool name like DG the PG for Mobley. But let's basically just do these 4. And we know they're going to be playing with it was Wade, right? So Strus is not starting. Yeah, so Strus is coming off the bench. Glad we didn't touch any Strus stuff yet. I guess we'll put the college professor, Dean Wade, or the principal, I think is his nickname. All right, let's take Dean Wade out. Sorry. Get out of here, Dean. All right, so we got Karis, Darius, Evan, Jarrett on court right now with a foursome. And we've got Karis not getting very much. It's just not enough minutes, bro. Let's take off the bigs because Jared Allen and Evan Mobley will be playing. It's fine. Whatever. Fuck it. So LeVert, no, it's actually too important. I'm not going to get anything. I'm not going to get anywhere with Karis LeVert because he hasn't played enough minutes with these dudes. But if we put him on court with Darius, at least. So I think this is accurate. This is how we do it. And this is accurate. So he's at 16 points, 6 assists per 36. Okay. So we got Dick in the lineup. This has been the same lineup, right? It's always been this. Yeah. So this has been their starting lineup. Yeah. Since those dudes came back.
Some other news drop. Do you want it all now or do you want to?
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's just make it rain.
Okay. So you're going to love this. Ja Morant is a game time decision. Santi Aldama on track to play.
My bad. That was on me. Say again.
Oh, did you not hear that?
No, I just dipped out, and I just caused
you're gonna love this.
People to leave.
Oh, great. Ja Morant, game time decision.
Perfect.
Santi Aldama on track to play.
So helpful.
Desmond Bane on track to play.
Okay, that is helpful.
Jaren Jackson Jr. on track to play.
I don't love that. I'm gonna be honest with you. So we're looking at no Ja basically again.
Game time decision. So sounds like I feel like because the other guys are all on track to play, he's going to be the one who's not.
That would be my detectives. That would be my detectives work deduction as well. I think you're right about that. All right, so let's see what we got here. This shit's a mess, yo. That's why this show is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Because this is an absolute dumpster fire. Let's see. Memphis. Where are those lines moving to? So Ja's getting bet down. Grab Memphis. Yeah, I love Memphis to cover in this game. Ja or no Ja, to be honest. Ja covers or Ja plays, and I like them to win by like 5. Like I like an alt line for them -5 or some shit.
I just want to say thank you to Hannah, not Hannah. He'll know why.
Why? What'd he do?
He got a great look this morning, and I scooped it up.
What was it?
Under team total.
Oh,
because Ja's not going to play.
Because he's not going to play.
Yeah.
See, I really thought he was going to play, and I thought Desmond Bane was the one to be more likely questionable because I think they want to win the division. All right, let's see. We got Desmond out here without Ja, baby, which is weird because, once again, sometimes better with Ja. But in his last 5, he's come around. This is when I started betting on him, was against the Hawks. I bet on him against the Thunder, and I bet on him against the Suns, not the Connecticut Sun, Phoenix Suns. Yeah, so without Ja over in his last 5, which is, I think, the last 5 games, that he's played in, and maybe there's been one in there. So in those last 5, let's see. Let's make this 5. 24 again. I mean, this 17.5, it's gone down. I mean, shit, dude. What are we doing? I mean, he's going to take a whole bunch of pull-up. That's how you beat the Rockets, is off the pull-up, not the catch and shoot. Jaren's now at 19.5. I'm finna hit that too. So this is all based on Ja not playing. Thing is, couldn't you see Desmond getting points even with Ja at 17.5? He's averaging 24 per 36 with Ja on the floor. Let's do with Ja for a second. I mean, with Ja, he's at 15 on the season. Without Ja, it's way better. Yeah. And it's also been that he's been coming around since his injury in the last 5-6 games.
Rockets also look good defensively.
They're very good. They're the 3rd best defense in the league. You're totally right. I do like the idea of the Jalen Green unders we were talking about earlier, but this is tough, man. Okay. Thank you for the look-see. RA hit rate without Ja, right? Who's got Malik on the over? I'm liking that everyone's coming forward with that because I want y'all to just squad ride with Malik Beasley overs. Fingus F is also hilarious. You got Ma Beasley. Yo, what if his name was Ma Beasley? Reminds me of Ma Bell. Let's see. So Desmond RA without Ja is probably what JK is talking about. What are we talking about, man? When you talking about the games I played my heart out for, I'm talking about practice. All right, 11.5. 10.5 minus 135. Really nice hit rate on 10.5 and 11.5. Yeah. Or well, no, it would take one away, but still a nice hit rate. Yeah, that's a really good hit rate. 9 of 12 without Ja on the RA. I do like that. I was looking at that a minute ago too here on the Grizz. If we put Ja off court, let's see. Let's put Bane on court with Triple J and who else can we bank on? Triple J. And I also want to bet on Santi Aldama as well. Let's put him on court with Triple J and Jalen Wells. That was the third guy that I think we can bank on getting minutes tonight as well. I like Jalen Wells stuff too, for being honest. So yeah, Desmond's actually a bit better on the RA than he is on the points without Ja Morant. So this is a good look. So this is 7. This comes out to 14.6, basically 14.7 RA per 36 for Desmond when he's playing without Ja Morant. And he needs to get 11. That's a really good number. I like that look, my man, and I think this is going to go up without Ja, is it not? Definitely is going to go up. Should we not be doing this over speculating that Ja's not playing, I wonder? Or should we just say fuck it? Speculate. No, we shouldn't say fuck it. Right, so it is going up with the indication that Ja might not play. So do we nab it now before it gets too high? Because 12 is still a really good number. For someone averaging 14.5, for him to need 12 is still a nice edge, to be honest. So we just hit this. 11.5 minus 109. I think that's a great look. Appreciate you, my man. Let's go ahead and get a fucking play on the card. Wow, what a concept. We can actually put a play down on the card. Do you mind throwing that on the bottom line there, David? I'm going to tackle this 10. Wait, do we take 10.5 or do we just say fuck it on the 11.5? And you said FD's got it at 10.5 too. My man, Derek, appreciate you. Let's go back to NBA odds. Let's look at this Memphis game right here. Let's go over. I just got a buzz. What's the update? The Wolves starting lineup. Fuck a whole bunch of the Wolves.
Magic.
Fuck a whole bunch of the Wolves.
Oh, Tim Hardaway Jr. is now listed questionable.
Is that not God telling us to bet on Malik Beasley?
It might be.
If anybody just said, God, give me a sign if I should bet on Malik Beasley, put that in the chat right now because he's just answered, in which case I'll tell you. I'll tell God. RA, let's see. Rebounds and assists. Yeah, it's 11.5 I got right here. So not totally sure. They are very tough for well, success knew where I was going with that. As soon as we get this Tim Hardaway Jr. news, oh man. That's why I didn't bet it. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I do like that bet. For Bane at 10.5 though. That's what I can't get next to now. Is that if we can't get 10.5 for that number, that's a little bit worse. I'm
just going to remind you the theme of tonight was not to force it.
Oh, yes. No, thanks for the reminder. You're literally the fucking angel on the shoulder right now because no one can see. You're just a headless voice right now that is saying, Josh, this is God speaking to you. Bet on Malik Beasley and tell David to shut up. No, just kidding. All right, let me stay away from that for a minute. David, did you bet on Malik Beasley tonight? Oh, no, this is gone. Because is this really Tim Hardaway Jr. meant that they took this shit off everywhere? So this is coming back. Do we think this is actually coming back at 19.5? This is dumb, dude. This is so dumb. We're just sitting here waiting for news to come out that then just doesn't help us, honestly. I have better shit to do with my fucking time, and I'm sure you guys do too. So I'm going to call it there for now. I knew coming in that we might not be able to just say fuck it too often. Like I said, not trying to lose. I got 3 bets on the card right now. 11.5 plus money might be there. If Ja's in, that shit goes down so far, though. That is the other thing is like, no way. That's not available at 22.5, is it, you crazy bastard? I love it. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. If I was religious, I would tail, man, unfortunately, or I guess even spiritually. The last thing here that I was just saying was, what was it? Was it anything? Probably not. Oh, yeah, that was the last thing. Was Desmond Bane RA. I cannot take unless I know Ja is out. So 11.5 would be a death sentence if Ja is in, basically. It would just be a somewhat lock to the under. So, all right. If you do want
going back to Collier?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm going to do a little bit more work on that one, to be honest. So I'm going to call it for right now because we got the full hour in. So yeah, let's call it for here for now. I'm going to be coming back with a video as much as I can for tomorrow. These lines are so late to come up these days for the NBA. We're back at that moment in time where the books are just not giving us shit until the next day. So I'm going to do my best to get a video out tonight. Otherwise, it'll be as early as possible tomorrow morning with these lines. But you see how this January in the NBA, bro, this is where we're at. This is just crazy time. So it's going to be what it is. We'll do our best to get as many bets down as we can, but you can't be forcing stuff. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Give that video a like before you take off if you would. Go ahead and subscribe to the page so you don't miss the NFL video coming out tonight. Got an NFL video already up for one of the Saturday games. Next is going to be this Chargers game and the Texans, and then going to keep going with the NBA live show tomorrow, NBA videos tonight if we can get to it. So I will be back in the VIP here in just a little bit, looking at as much as we can as these numbers keep coming out for us. So until I see y'all tomorrow, hopefully, happy betting.